There is a very important concept in business and management called the concept of value chain. If I am not mistaken, I think it is Michael Porter who first drew this diagram of the value chain and tried to explain something. Much of what we call managerial thinking and managerial expertise to some extent, not just expertise, management as a subject, as a reality, revolves around this word called as value chain, this diagram called as value chain. See, there are various kinds of economies we can get. See, why I'm talking this is that the title of what I'm going to talk is value chain in international economics. Um, what are the kinds of economies we can get? Economies. If a person works alone, it's not a very economical situation. If many people work together, I've got what we call an economic advantage. Many people cooperate together, I've got economic advantage. Today, Sri Lanka is in an economic crisis. We are, India and even the United States, is trying to help Sri Lanka out of economic crisis. This comes under the economies called as economies of relationships. I've got three kinds of economies, many kinds of economies: economies of scale, economies of scope, economies of relationships, and other kinds of strategic economies. Countries, governments, companies, businesses, families, people, other kinds of social organizations should understand the power of management governance. I can have welfare economics in a country if I have got certain strategic economies to my benefit. When I talk about countries, see, in a country like India, we enjoy various kinds of economies. We don't realize it in our day-to-day life. I don't know what kind of economies to call it. Definitely economies of scope, economies of scale, relationship economics, economies of relationship. We enjoy because we are a large country with so many states. The United States enjoyed that, and now Europe has understood that, and they are unifying Europe so that they can enjoy some of the economy. The Africans are trying it. The mantra is not to stay alone, but to cooperate and enjoy various kinds of economics. If many people work together in a strategic way, many things get done in many complex things get simplified. The problem there is the issue there is a strategic way. A strategic way comes to education and allied activities. Now, having said that, let us just focus on what is called as. See, I find serious concern about the way this diagram is understood. Not many fully really comprehend and understand what is the meaning of this word value chain. There are three words there. Actually, there are three words there: value, chain, and margin. Porter has drawn a diagram called as margin. My entire theory of enterprise resource planning and many other kinds of information system platforms around the world, around an organization around the world, tech, and I think like the internet. The word there is chaining. I come to that word because they will understand. What does the internet do today? People don't understand the power of the net, and internet is a large economic tool. It changes people. Every time you have a friend on Facebook, you are chained to him. That person, him or her, that person might be in some other part of the world, but you are chained. Chain means you get to know various kinds of. you tend to interact on various levels, on various kinds of topics, on various kinds of information. You get so many things without being to that place. I hope you understand what I'm saying. And you tend to share expertise in learning. Maybe even share other kinds of information and resources. The world is changed by the internet. I think we are yet to fully take full advantage of the internet in economic terms. In economic terms, I want the cost of living to come down, not just in all parts of the world. Can the internet help that? Internet can help in so many ways because you pass communication very quickly from one place to another place. Having made these statements, let me come to a business institution and what is this concept of value chain and margin. If you can understand these three words, you understand management, you understand life, you sometimes understand economies in a micro sense, which can be applied in a larger macro sense. Now, I've got a diagram here. I hope you will see this. Please, I don't know if you can see this properly. This is what the value chain looks like. I don't know. I don't have a digital board. Please look at it in whatever way you would like to see it. Please Google search on the internet Portos value chain, and there you get this. Very quickly, I to summarize, these are primary activities here. Can you see this? These are called as primary activities. I've got a bullet, and on top are support activities. And I use the word margin. These are primary activities. I am chaining them, and these are support activities. Please go to the internet and Google search value chain. Now, if I were to very quickly go to primary activities written here, inbound logistics, operations, outbound logistics, marketing and sales and service. When I use an value chain, when I use chaining, I am chaining all these departments together to work in some degree of cohesion using some information system. What is the meaning of this word chaining? It's not understood by many people. The moment I have the telephone number, it's called information chaining, information interactions of in real time. If you have the telephone number of one of your friends, you are chained to him because he can call you, and you can call him. You can send message, you can send SMS. That's called chaining. I hope you understand the meaning of the word chaining. If a family is well chained, chain means there's information interaction between various constituents of the family. The economics of the family will be very good. What is the meaning of value? Value means that I am operating at a lesser cost burden. That's the meaning of value. I hope you understand these words in managerial sense. Family is a typical example of value chain. If you've got a good family, if you're part of a good family, all your costs will come down to a large extent. Because various members of the family are chained. From childhood, you're seeing each other. You chain and help each other, and you get various kinds of economic benefits by doing so. This is the meaning of chaining. In a family level, I share a hard-bound relationship. In an organization level, I share an information relationship. Now, I think I've used the word value, I've used the word chain. What's the meaning of the word margin? What do you mean by the word? What is the meaning of the word margin? Now, the meaning of the word margin is this. I might be making a product for 5 rupees. If I've got my various departments properly chained, I will work at 3 rupees. That means I am getting value. What normally would take 5 rupees is being done at 3 rupees or $5 or $3 or whatever it is. So I've got a benefit. This is called as margin. Use a large country. That's why the problem with the world today, as I see it, is that we have too many independent countries. If countries could change themselves even much better. then it's an immediate antidote for poverty and immediate antidote for difficulties because you can share resources because you're chained. In India, during the COVID crisis, we had an oxygen problem. Immediately, oxygen was arranged by the government of India from various sources. I think there was a water crisis in Chennai, and loads of water was pumped or sent through tankers for railway lines um, to what we call to Chennai, because we are chained, we are a large country. It's wrong to live as isolated countries. In any isolated countries, the chaining economies of various kinds are not. You don't derive them, and to a serious detriment of the people within that country. The sense of insecurity will rise. As it is said, the economics of scarcity creates the politics of scarcity. There will be higher order conflicts between people because of an economic situation which is not working at a strategic advantage. Now, I think I have explained to you what is value, what is chain, and what is margin. Please go to the Google, internet and Google search for value chain. But before I conclude, I have something to tell. In the importance of support activities written here on top. Please see this something called support activities on the top. I hope I'm holding it right. Some activities here. I will read it for you. Procurement, technology management, human resource management, and firm infrastructure. See, these things are not to be undermined. What's the meaning of the word firm infrastructure? Firm infrastructure, the board of the company, or the executive directors of the company, or the promoters of the company. Everything starts from them. If they can set the right kind of example down the organization, only then the value chain works. That's what Michael Porter is trying to say. Firm infrastructure. Infrastructure is not buildings. You can take buildings also to some extent. Firm infrastructure means top management. In a country, the president, prime minister of the country, and the cabinet is the infrastructure. They have to set the right kind of tone to things. I've got human resources management. How do I manage people? What kind of an environment do I give people? What kind of management principles I use in the way I handle people? Use the word like organizational culture. Then I've got technology management. I'm using various kinds of technologies to what we call within the organization. Not the technology management is a different word. I am using various kinds of technologies. Procurement of technologies, abandoning old technologies is all an activity or support activity. These are called support activities. Firm infrastructure, human resource management, technology management, and written as procurement, my purchase. Not these support activities ride over the primary activities. Both these must be correct in tandem so that I derive various kinds of economics. So I hope I have made some point here. I must congratulate a person like Michael Porter for having drawn a diagram like this. He has the vision, the temerity, the intelligence, the wherewithal to crystallize such a diagram. The field of management study and governance owes a great deal to such kind of diagrams because it's easy for people to understand what management is all about. Though in and toto it not be 100% perfect, but it shows certain directions for people to operate and work and become better organizations. So this is what I think I have told you what is value chain and how it influences international economics. I only plea to the rest of the world is that we use such concepts. See, like countries like Sri Lanka are suffering from crisis of oil. They don't have oil for yeah, they don't have diesel or petrol. I think not the other kinds of oil also maybe they don't have because it's a case study. They're a small country isolated by water from the Indian mainland. Had they been chained to our Indian economic system, they would not have had this problem. They would have enjoyed various kinds of economic benefits. This is an example in international economics. Thank you. This is P.O. Subhash from Bangalore, India.